Hello. Welcome to Innovation and Market Entry module of Henley Business School, Henley Centre for Entrepreneurship. My name is Max Belitsky, and together with Professor Andrew Godley, we are offering you a very exciting experience of innovation, market entry, entrepreneurship, and opportunity search. So the objective of this module is to develop a theoretical and a practical understanding of how innovation happens and the role of entrepreneurship and creation of entrepreneurial opportunities as the outcome of the innovation process. Well, the course aims to students who want to enhance their innovation skills, who want to take on entrepreneurship role and set up a new venture, understanding the methods, the ideas and the frameworks behind how do you make innovation happen. Well, it will help you to exercise your creativity, your entrepreneurial opportunities, and trying to find that market niche that you can address with a new product and services. So as a result of this module, the outcomes, the learning outcomes of this module are expected to be of understanding the different innovation models, including open innovation models, as well as more of customer approach models like lean innovation or innovation with the users. You will also learn a very exciting method which is called design thinking, when you will be observing other people, your customers, in order to address their needs and to create a solution they've never expected and have never come across before. You will appreciate different stages of innovation process, starting from the experimentation, pre-market entry, developing a minimum viable product, to a market entry stage, and finally testing your product and validating your product with customers. So how these separate stages explain the whole innovation process and idea, and how we move from realization of what market needs. You will reflect on challenges that innovators face, the resources they require to innovate, the skills they require for innovation, included that the innovators will work both in terms of kind of full market information as well as in a very unlimited market information and uncertainty. You will critically assess the metrics and the merits of the alternative models of innovation and finance. You will see how innovation in developed and developing country happens with a very exciting case studies that you with your peers will go through, and we, myself and Professor Andrew Godley, help you and mentor you throughout this process. So you may think, what are the skills that I'm going to develop as a result of this module? Well, it's definitely identify the key success and key opportunities factor for innovation process, ability to apply key concepts and conduct analysis, including under time pressure to develop new products and services. It's a skills to work in a diverse international teams across cultures and various experiences. So creative thinking, empathy, scanning and evaluating potential opportunities, writing the feasibility study, reflecting, co-creation your product with your customers, and as a result of various brainstorming and group exercise in order to co-develop and co-create your product in the very open innovation concept understanding. You will approach a very specific problem as problem of reading, which is part of your assignment, where you will be required with your peers to think about potential solution for the problem the innovative solutions for the problem we face at Reading. You may be required to work with potential stakeholders as your customers, policymakers, businesses, entrepreneurs, SMEs and other communities in Reading. You will deal with complex issues both systemically and creatively, and to produce a sound judgment on the sources of innovation and on the idea that you are bringing forward. The module will offer students a very practical insights into the nature, process, organizational context and innovation in firms, regions and teams. The first lecture by Andrew Godley will introduce you to innovation, the core of innovation, and asking the question why innovation matters. So why does it matter? Because it changes the way we live and it helps entrepreneurs to enter the market. So if innovation wouldn't be there, then we would just carry on consuming the same products and services, and this is not how the world goes forward. So the innovation will allow small firms, medium firms, micro firms, self-employed to challenge large incumbent companies and enter the market, challenging them, improving the quality, improving the delivery and the quality of the products. So the second lecture by myself will address innovation strategy, which will include market understanding, market development, selection and implementation. So here we go and study the 4P of innovation, such as product, process, paradigm. We will learn how to apply this 4P of innovation from the both incremental and radical innovation perspective. Innovation push and pull, to better understand how to position different sorts of innovation for different communities, different customers and different markets. The sources of innovation and innovation with users. Lecture 3 is an exciting one because it will teach you how to speak to your customers, and before you spend a lot of time, maybe wasting your time thinking of the best product, the best would be to speak to your customer and ask what do they want, what problems they have and how they see it being solved. So talking about minimum viable products, validation experiments in a very much of the value of Eric Ries's lean startup, you will see how the method of lean innovation and the feedback loop can help you to develop your experiment, develop your product, collect data, and then analyze the feedback, and then pivot and reiterate and produce a new product in the next iteration round. Lecture 4, Forecasting Emerging Opportunities for Innovations. We can see how to analyze the market and what are the tools that can be taken and can be applied from the other fields, interdisciplinary, to better target your customers and to improve the quality of the product. Lecture 5, Location Matters, will be a case study of Thames Valley and University of Reading's role in the Thames Valley entrepreneurship ecosystem. You will learn about complementarity approach to innovation ecosystem and about different ecosystem in the world and where Reading stands in this global entrepreneurship ecosystem. The entrepreneurship ecosystem is very important and they are very closely connected with innovation ecosystems because both of them target new opportunities and creating new products. Lecture 6 by Andrew Godley will bring you to market making strategy and the design thinking experiment. How do you create your market if the market doesn't exist? Well, you will need to look at the people, their problems, observe them, what they do, what they face in their everyday life, and how do they solve this problem? Well, they maybe don't know their solution, so you will need to observe them to get an insight and then develop certain statements and certain propositions. Then you will need to brainstorm it with your peers to develop within their ideation space some blue sky, space out and ground-based ideas, and then finally converge with one or two solutions for the customers, which then will get tested through the storyboarding, through their experiments or any validation tests. In the end of the design thinking experiment, you finally come up with a product that may be useful to your customers in addressing their needs. Lecture 7, New Models of Innovation and Explore Open Innovation and Strategic Alliances. We'll go through the world examples of strategic alliances of the companies. For example, CVS Pharmacy and Marriott Hotels. during the COVID-19 crisis has gotten a strategic alliance to create jobs and serve their customers better. We will also look at what are the benefits of open innovation models, knowledge spillovers, knowledge collaboration within enterprise groups, with customers, with suppliers, with competitors, with consultants, with government. They all are very important stakeholders for a company in order to innovate faster. Open innovation models will allow you to understand the frameworks, how you collaborate with your external stakeholders in order to speed up the process of product or service creation. Lecture 8, Innovation in Developed Countries, will bring you the issues of intellectual property right protection, copyright, patenting, trademarks, strategic protection. It will all help you to understand how innovation happens, because if you don't protect your innovation, it gets dissipated or someone can copy it or imitate you. So it's very important to protect your innovation. And in a developed country, it's easier to do because there is a certain system of legal institutions that help you to do so. Lecture 9, Innovation in Developing Countries, will bring you to several case studies of how innovation happens in the developing world. Of course, there will be an issue of responsible innovation, sustainable innovation, frugal innovation, when you bring something from a developing country in the developed country to learn from it, because there's all sorts of ways to solve everyday problems very creatively in the developing countries, which people in the developed countries can learn, and it also reduces the cost of innovation. So also linking developing and developed countries innovation may teach us and provide us some insights about what we can learn from the developed and developing countries, and how that interaction of the stakeholders can bring this, innovations to the market. Final lecture will be a revision of all the topics, and you will be given an opportunity to present your group projects. The objective of the group work is to develop innovative idea and to demonstrate its feasibility as a solution for one specific problem in a wider reading area. You will need to apply some of the modules and frameworks you have been taught in the module to this analysis, to this group work. This will be assessed by the presentation by myself and Professor Andrew Godley. If you have any more questions, please do not hesitate to contact me or Professor Andrew Godley by email. Please check out our Blackboard website and the website of the Handley Centre for Entrepreneurship for a number of extracurricular activities which you may be involved and you be engaged with the local entrepreneurial community. Thank you, and again, welcome.